Welcome to our Acts class for January 2021, the Church and the Communion of Saints. This is section 7 on the Communion of Saints. I'm Deacon Aaron Giles, and I'm joined in this section by my daughter, Catechist Mary Giles. So what is the Communion of Saints? All Christians, living and dead, can be designated saints. That small s, saint, means that we have a holy life. All of us as Christians are called to lead holy, dedicated lives, called apart and set aside for the Lord. Some people have been recognized as having lived a life that very directly and is just obvious to everyone around them reflects the life of Christ. So there's only one life of a saint. It is the life of Christ. That's what it is to be a saint, is to follow Christ in all aspects of your life. The early Christians recognized some of their fellow Christians who had especially lived the life of Christ in a very visible way, typically through martyrdom, either through being tortured or being killed for their faith. And they would celebrate Holy Eucharist on the graves and the anniversaries of those martyrdoms. That's how the practice of recognizing saints arose, was from that very natural tendency of human beings to want to remember those that they have loved and who have gone before them. So it's like remembering birthdays in our family, although typically we remember saints on the anniversary of their death, sometimes called their birthday into eternity. And there are saints who are known to the whole church and who would be on a calendar of saints and be recognized and widely known. And then there are saints in our own lives that are known only to a small number of people or to ourselves, those people who have led us to Christ, our mothers, our grandmothers, our grandfathers, our Sunday school teachers. All those people are also saints. And they're especially important to us because they're the ones who have led us in our faith in Christ. As part of your assignment, you were asked to think about one of each of those categories: a well-known saint that would be recognized by the wider church and how that saint has been important in your own life, and to think about a personal saint, someone in your own life who might not be known to the wider church, but whom you recognize. I think of a woman named Elizabeth Roloff, who early in my journey in Christianity, I met her. And when you looked at her face, you just saw the love of Jesus. She was probably not known to anyone outside of her own congregation, but anyone who met her and spent any time with her, she just lit up from inside with the life of Christ. Another saint who's been personally important to me is St. Margaret of Scotland. She's a woman who went into a place where Christianity was not flourishing and established a Christian family, a Christian home, and influenced the life around her. And when I moved to Las Vegas, she's someone that I took inspiration from, that we were coming to a place where perhaps Christ was not as well known as in other places, or at least I didn't know that. And I felt as if we were coming as a family to establish a church and to establish a Christian home and to establish the practice of faith. And I'm going to ask Mary to share a saint of her choosing as well.
Well, one of my favorite saints has always been Saint Macrina the Elder and her granddaughter, Saint Macrina the Younger. I love Saint Macrina the Elder because she was the grandmother of saints, and her life shows the faithfulness and the dedication to the apostles, to the scriptures, and to Christ. She was driven from her home multiple times and gave up comforts of life and the things that she loved to protect the relics of the saints and the scriptures. And when the Edict of Milan was signed and Christianity was legal, she began raising a family in Christ. She taught all of her grandchildren, her son, about the Lord, and then that multiplied. It went on to produce great saints like Macrina the Younger and Basil, and their life was one that was lived for Christ. Everything they did reflected him, and they served others, and they're remembered for that. We remember them because they are inspiring. They're going before us to show us the way.
Thank you. So the Communion of Saints is our family. It's our family in Christ. And it is those foremothers and forefathers in faith who have gone before us and brought us the faith by proclaiming Christ and by living the one life of a saint, which is the life of Christ. Thank you.